How is everybody doing? It is Saturday. It's early Saturday morning. You know when it's a really, really late night on Friday night. You're doing work and it's Saturday morning and you see something cool like projected scores of a basketball game because that's what we're talking about is college basketball. I'm excited. I got a ton of work done and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So here we go. What you're looking at is a Google Sheet, everybody. If you want to subscribe to this and see what's going on and what this algorithm is putting out for projections for the college basketball games, you want to get access to this Google Sheet because I'm going to be keeping this thing updated live essentially so that you can always look on here and see what the notes are is, oh my God, Baylor looks better than Vegas thinks. That's my note here. Um, the algorithm likes Baylor more than you would think against Gonzaga, plus they're at home. Another reason to take them. Likes them in marginal win percentage. They have a great line. They have plus 2.5 points. Thinks they're going to win 100-91. Now, I'm not going to go through every one of these games because I don't really know and have. I mean, there's a lot of games here. But if you want access, you can come and check it out. I mean, gosh, how many games do we have here? Like 20 something today already? I guess it's like 27 games or something maybe. Lots of games that are in here. I'm going to keep it updated so that you can look and see what it does. Now, how did we get here? This is the really cool part of the video today. So I was looking at yesterday and the day before. We were keeping track of scores, and on Thursday it went 18-3. Lots and lots of wins here. I know it's tough to see on the screen, but that's what happened. It was 18-3. It was a really good day on Thursday. Friday, we're 17-5 when it came to wins. Look at all these wins right here in a row, especially teams that are at home. Are home 15-1 with teams that are at home that it picked. The day before it was 14-1. So you're looking at 29-2 with the home teams that it likes. Amazing, amazing stuff. Really, really cool, right? So I was like, all right, great. That's good. But what about points? What about spreads? How do we know what kind of spreads and what the point projections are? So I started looking at player stats. And I grabbed all the player stats. And I started weighting the different player stats by certain things to come up with a composite score for each player. I look at things like points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. We can change this percentage around and make it something else. I mean, it's not going to be a problem. You can mess around if you think rebounds are more important or assists are more important. You can make them 20, it's 20, something like that. There's all kinds of things you can do here that's going to alter and change the score for the players here. And you can see who it thinks the best players are in the league by sorting descending like this. It thinks that Anthony Tarkey, Davian Warren, Colby Ross, Kendrick Davis, Marcus Noll, these are players that it thinks have really, really great stats so far. We're just looking here. So it's going to use this player stat number here, and it's going to add it up, and we're going to do some other formulas in here in this projected score that's looking at the team that's playing, their offensive rating, and the opponent, and what the opponent's defensive rating is from the standing sheet over here, these ratings over here. So we're doing a little formula in here to calculate this, and I'm messing around with it. It's not working perfectly right now. Stuff's getting spread out, but it does some interesting things. Like it predicted the St. Francis Liberty game very, very close within a couple points. Here, not as much. It's going to toggle around. There are going to be things called a toggler here that's going to allow me to change the sizes of the scoring and the ranges to see if we can get something that looks more reasonable. But it's going to take a while. It's definitely going to take a few weeks to get this thing honed, but it's going to get better and better and better. So as for now, it's something to look at. So when you go into the day of the 5th, really, which is what today, when you bring in the games, you get them in here, and this does all the calculations for you, pulls out players that are injured, and it grabs all the season stats from standings and everything so far. So this thing's pretty well automated now. I'm just going to be messing around with the score and grabbing this and putting it right here. And this is what will be live for everybody to look at. So let's scroll down because we are less than 5 minutes in. Is there anything super cool other than it liking Baylor? It says take Baylor plus 2.5 and probably take them to win too because they have a better win strength and they're at home. 2 reasons that are good. Idaho and Sacramento State, it's a bad line, so let's put let's do a little conditional formatting in here. I'll show you if you right click and choose conditional formatting. You can do what's called a color scale, and you can have numbers go from low numbers that are in red to number, see, mid percentile will be yellow, and then the max will be green. Max value will be green like that. And then you get to see how their percentages look when it comes to their power as well as the marginal win strength. But really what you're looking at is the marginal win strength. You can tell that these two are really good teams, Gonzaga and Baylor. And it's probably going to be a high scoring game or a good defensive game. Maybe the offensive ratings are going to be a little inflated. We're going to find out how this the projected score thing is really working over the next few days, because this is the very first day I've ever done that here with basketball. And I don't play a lot of basketball, but it doesn't matter if you play the sport or not. I play hockey, and I've been terrible at predicting hockey with these algorithms, so I think it's just about the stats. All right, so it likes Southern Utah right here, 15%. That's a good marginal win percentage, better for Southern Utah, and they're only at -110, and they're at home, so that's one it likes. East Carolina, but the line is terrible, so you got to stay away from that. And it's, point-wise, it says they're going to win by 12, and look at that, the spread's 11.5. How funny. Illinois, okay, here's an interesting one. Illinois, Chicago on the road +200, but the disparity in marginal win score is great. So you have to see why is Ball State looking so bad, and maybe is Illinois, Chicago +6 a good pick, but they're on the road. And teams on the road, you really want to stay away from them unless they're exceptional teams. So I don't know if Illinois Chicago is that good of a team. They're probably not. That's something that we do research in the main file, which is the main subscription file, the $100 for December file. I'm going to offer a less expensive subscription to this Google Sheet, because this will just be, if you want to glance every day, I give you access to this and you can scroll and look at it. I'll even let you download a copy for yourself on your own drive if you want it. But it's just going to have these picks and these percentages, because this is really the sheet that you want to look at when you're browsing for the day and you're thinking, all right, well, if you're going to be around playing a certain number of games a certain part of the day, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, like look at how many games there are through 10 o'clock. It looks like there's 26 or 27 games, I think, for the day. So it's a ton of games. That's why there's always opportunity. Now, what's interesting here, if you wanted to like filter this, because I'm not really going to create a table off of this yet per se, but you could look at it with filters and we could say, all right, well, what's the team that has the highest marginal win percentage of all of them? It's this one at 82. What game is that? That's a Northwestern game, and you can't see both things at the same time with the way this is set up. So we could just look and say, well, it's right here. It's against Chicago State, and they're like -100,000 or something. I think you actually have to pay your bookie if you bet on this team and they win. That's how bad the odds are for Northwestern. So that makes a lot of sense that they are a huge favorite. Now here's something ridiculous. Miami of Ohio on the road is +185 against Wright State, and they have a 51% marginal win score percentage. The algorithm really, really likes Miami of Ohio to crush them 92-62. Now, this is ridiculous. It's predicting 120 points in some games. Some games are missing 148. I know this is not right, guys. I understand. But there needs to be more stats in here. Some teams are missing stats completely and don't have ratings even, and that's why you're not getting a score, because this is still in its infancy. Look at teams, how many games these teams have played. If we zoom in real quick, you can see that Xavier's played 5 games already. Texas played 4, but there's only a few teams. There's only 10 teams that have played. Well, actually, let's look at both here. Some of these teams have played 5 games. What about the other way around? Some teams have only played 1 game, 1 and 2 games, right? So it is so inconsistent right now that these ratings are all distorted. So don't get super concerned when you see something totally ridiculous in the Google Sheet when it comes to point projections right now, because I'm not going to go one by one and do a sanity check on it, but that's okay. It's going to work itself out. Just give it a few days. Trust me. Like, we are so early. And we'll make it work itself out as we review it every day. So yeah, I guess this is yeah. Let's go 19.99 a month. How's that to access this Google Sheet? Under 20 bucks. That's pretty inexpensive. So I'm gonna put it up for that, and let's all root for Baylor here and that Miami of Ohio game. I mean, that really looks like something, right? I think I'm going to take them +5, even though they're on the road. I don't know. I'm kind of done reviewing the games because I got other stuff to do. But this is so awesome that I wanted to share. So good luck, everybody. All of the picks be winning.